Hey everyone, and happy Saturday. Hopefully, you all are having a wonderful, relaxing weekend. So, I had one of our team members reach out to me regarding how I utilize ATR within my trading, and the main way I do that is with Keltner channels. So, I'm actually going to start off by showing you how I add my Keltner channels, and then I'll go into explaining how I utilize ATR throughout my trading so you guys can all understand it a little bit more yourself. So getting into it here, we just have an empty chart with the TTM squeeze below, and I'm going to start by going to this Edit Studies tab. We'll come in here and type in Keltner channels, click them once, twice, 3 times, and now that we have 3 in here, we come over to this little gear icon and click on that. So for this first one, I like it at a factor of 1, which means it is 1 ATR. And then we come down to a length, and I like it at the 21 EMA, and then my average type is exponential. So this is just meaning that these Keltner channels will be 1 ATR away from the mean or that 21 EMA. Then I come down here to the upper bands. I'll just put them at this color, and then I make the lower bands the exact same color so I know which they are. Hit OK on that one. Come down to this next one here. This one will be at a factor of 2. Length will still be 21. Average type will still be exponential. And then we will change these bands to be the same as well. We'll make them purple. Hit OK on that one. And then come down here to the last one and make this a factor of 3. Length is still 21. Average type still exponential, and then we'll make our bands the same color. We'll make these ones gray. You can make them whatever color you like. I'm just putting these in for an example. So we hit OK on this. We hit apply, and voila, we see some lines on a chart now. And I will now be going through how I utilize these Keltner channels and the ATRs between them for my own trading. So first and foremost here, to kind of describe what each of these lines really means. So this blue line right here, right in the middle, that's just the 21 period moving average. And I like to refer to this one as the mean, or a place where the market will always revert back to. It will push away, come back, push below, come back, but it always comes back to this median level or the mean itself. And then these red bars here are the +1 and the -1 ATR, which ATR is basically just showing how much an asset moves on an average day for that given time frame it is on. So I have this little thing script one showing me what 1 ATR on the daily time frame for, this is just the ES futures here, for this asset will move on average in a day, and that is 66.9. So what that means is this -1 ATR is roughly 66.9 points away from this mean here, which is 1 -1 ATR. And then if you come down to these purple ones here, that's just -2 ATR, and vice versa, +2 ATR up here in these levels as well. And then if you get to these third ones, that is +3 and -3 ATR with those levels. So that is kind of how you can visualize the moves within a stock by seeing how it moves based off of those levels. And now how I personally use it in my own trading is to kind of see places where a stock could potentially start reverting back to the mean, and also as places to kind of take profits and start to secure profits in those times. So one that I like to usually use as an example here is Apple, because they have a good stock to be looking at here. So anytime we get to about +2 to +3 ATR in a daily time frame, this usually is the farthest a stock will push. It doesn't mean it can't continue to push to the upside, as you can see here and here, but more than likely that is usually a place of extended levels for a stock, and it will start to eventually revert back to the mean. So if we look here in an example, we pushed up to plus 3 ATR, reverted right back down to the mean. Pushed down to minus 3 ATR, reverted back up to the mean, pushed back down, reverted back up to the mean. So it's all just kind of the ebbs and flows of the market. You can easily see here with these Keltner channels, and they also allow you a place to, as I said before, take profits and look for places that you could get that reversion to the mean. So the best way I like to use it is with the TTM squeeze is usually where I like to enter trades right around that mean or 21 period moving average, wait for a push up into the plus 2 or the plus 3 ATR, and at those levels I'll always be looking in to lock profits. And also the same to the downside. If you play to the downside, still trying to get in at that 21 EMA, looking for a push down to the minus 2 or minus 3 ATR to take profits, and then looking for that reversion back up here to the mean for another potential entry on that stock. So this is kind of how I utilize ATR in my own trading, and how the Keltner channels just easily help me visualize the ATRs while I'm looking at a chart, so I don't have to manually calculate this number into different levels based off of where this 21 EMA is. Makes things a lot easier for me visually and doesn't have to take up as much time doing calculations. So hopefully this all gives you a better picture of how you could potentially use Keltner channels, and maybe you could start utilizing them in your own trading. Have a great weekend, everyone.